starting us up on Rumble and getting the music going here. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with October 25th. What do we got here?
Today's my birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday, King's Refuge.
Yeah, 43. Celebrating. Gonna go have some brats, some friends.
Awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah. First here we got here in either 285 or 286. Execution of Saints Crispin and Crispinian during the reign of Diocletian, now the patron saint of leather workers, curriers, and shoemakers.
Awesome.
I
didn't realize shoemakers had a patron saint, but now I do.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Is it
625?
Boniface?
Yes.
625 Boniface the Fifth ended his reign as Catholic Pope.
Oh, okay. So it's another Pope Day for onthisday.com. That's their first article. So yeah.
1147 Reconquista. After a siege of 4 months, Crusader knights conquered Lisbon and is now Portugal.
And well, now in Portugal, Lisbon, I believe, is the capital of Portugal. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have, from the main source here, King Alfonso I of Portugal occupied Lisbon. So, I believe that has to be like the same thing, telling us a little bit more information of the, same article here. Anyway, moving on up here to 1241, Goffredo Castiglione, elected as Pope Colistinus IV, whom only lasted 17 days. So I'm wondering, only 17 days, did he, why? Did he die or something? Or, let's see here. He was head of the Catholic Church, to his death on November 10th, 1241. Okay, so he did die.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow, that's a short pontificate. Hold on a second.
Man.
Shortest pontiff.
Man, being in charge ages you fast.
Yeah. Let's see here. Popes with the shortest reign. We have Urban the
13 days.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Died before his consecration. Wow.
Wow.
Jeez, man. And then we have Boniface.
How old was he?
Let's see here. Urban. Let's see. He was born in 1521, and he was age 69. So actually, that's pretty.
Oh, they're pretty old.
Yeah, that's
pretty damn old for back then. Like, that's ancient.
Yeah. In 1590, 69, that's really old. Yeah. Wow. Moving on up here to 1415, during the 100 Years' War, the Battle of Agincourt, Henry V's English forces defeated a larger French army as a longbow overcame the armored knight at Agincourt in France. It was lightly armored infantry and archers versus heavily armored French cavalry. Oh, wow. Yeah. Never underestimate ranged weapons.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. What do we got here in 1521?
Holy Roman Emperor Charles V bans wooden buildings in Amsterdam and decrease. Is that decrease?
Decreed.
New buildings decrease. New buildings have to be built from stone.
Yep.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, well, not just because of fires, but remember Amsterdam, I was thinking about somewhere else. The Netherlands. Well, Amsterdam is in the Netherlands, right? Or it's in, I don't know. But they have a lot of flooding and a lot of, water issues and all that stuff. So, if things are made of wood, wood soaks up water. Stone does not. Most stone doesn't. So, what else do we got? 1577?
1577, Pope Gregory the 13th give a brief Giovanni Perluggi di Palestrina and Annabelzolo Romano to reform stylistical hymns.
Yeah, so basically religious music.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tongue died.
In the year 1616, a Dutch East India Company ship Endracht made landfall on Dirk Hartog Island, named after the captain. The second European ship to visit the continent of Australia, they landed on the west. Well, first time is an accident, second time is a threat. Yeah, this is the second time the Europeans landed on what they used to call Terra Australis, hence the name of Australia. You know, they knew that there was something out there, but they hadn't found it yet. Well, they did find it eventually. So, 1666, Brandenburg, Brunswick, Denmark, and the Netherlands formed an anti-French quadruple alliance. You know, like, people just always against the French. And this is well before Napoleon. So, 1671, Giovanni Cassini discovered Iapetus, a satellite, a moon of Saturn. It's pretty cool. 1760, king talking about another king.
George III succeeds the throne as King of Great Britain and Ireland and elected King of Hanover upon the death of George II.
Yeah, it was his grandfather, George II. So, but yeah, this is the same King George, you know, who, eventually lost the colonies, and we're actually going to be talking about that in a little bit here. 1780. Ooh, here we go.
John Hancock elected the first governor of Massachusetts in a landslide over 90% of the vote.
That's a little suspicious, honestly. Like, how do you get that much? Like, at the same time, you know, like, the only time in history, I believe, of the United States where all states were one color, it was red, was Kennedy.
Well, I don't know. Who ran against him?
Not Kennedy, Reagan, sorry. It was Reagan.
I don't know who ran against him.
Who ran against Reagan? Oh, who
Wait,
ran
John Hancock.
John Hancock. John Hancock. Okay, well, let's see here. Control F, and this was 1780. All right. Okay, well, that's that. Let's see here. Early life, growing imperial tensions, yada yada. Hold on a second.
Probably not gonna tell us.
Governor. Okay, first and third governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Okay.
Oh, wait. So there was a second. Who was the second governor of Massachusetts?
Governors of Massachusetts. Let's see here. Governor of Massachusetts. Let's get rid of all these other tabs. Here we go. History, yada yada yada. Where's the list? Is there a
second
list? Here we go. Oh no, that's.
Just type in second governor of Massachusetts.
Second governor. Governor of Massachusetts.
Second governor in history or something. I don't know.
Massachusetts National Governors Association. Okay, hold on a second. Let's go all the way down, I think. Here we go. Okay, so we have John Hancock. Samuel Adams.
Samuel Adams.
Did you know that?
So did he run against Samuel? He won against Samuel Adams by 90%?
Well, that's not necessary because the second governor, that'd be a whole different election. You know, so I'm not sure.
You say John Hancock was the first and third.
Yeah, so those are three different elections.
I don't know, man. We're getting sidetracked here. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm getting sidetracked.
What do we have in 1809?
Oh, to learn. Wait.
It's on the script.
1829, Eastern State.
1809.
Wait, 1809. Hold on. There we go. Golden Jubilee of George III was celebrating in Britain as he began the 50th year of his reign.
I bet they've never spoke about his greatest loss, America.
Yeah, right.
Whoops. 1812 here, we have during the War of 1812, U.S. frigate, USS United States, commanded by Stephen Decatur, captured British frigate HMS Macedonian. 1829, Eastern State Penitentiary opened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as the world's first prison to entirely use solitary confinement system intended for rehabilitation. Designed by Robert Strickland, it closed in 1971 and is now a museum. Yikes! What an awful,
no, wrong way.
Yeah, absolute wrong way. 1854, the infamous Charge of the Light Brigade during the Battle of Balaclava. Oh, so like the mask, like Balaclava, in the Crimean War resulted in over 100 deaths. Yikes! But yeah, no, like this became a hymn, Charge of the Light Brigade. You know, like a song, like a musical hymn or something like that. 1861, the Toronto Stock Exchange was created. Okay, so that's pretty cool. What do we have in 1868?
1868, the Uspensky Cathedral, designed by Alexei Kornstakiev, was inaugurated in Helsinki, Finland. Helsinki.
This is a really cool cathedral. Like,
yeah, it looks cool, man.
Yeah, it almost looks like a prototype of St. Basil's out in Russia, but like it's like I don't even know
really
what
nice
to describe its architecture. It's its own unique thing. I've never really seen something like this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh man, dude, look at the way the sun hits it. Wow. Yeah. Man, dude, it changes color. That is so cool, dude.
That is awesome.
Dude, look at that. All the green highlights. Oh, dude, this looks so nice.
Yeah.
I gotta visit this. I gotta go to Helsinki.
That's really cool.
Yeah. 1870.
Postcards, first used in the USA. All right, postcards.
Pretty cool. We have one more 1800 one.
1891, first international 6-day bike race, New York Madison Square Garden ends.
So apparently 6 days ago, I remember I was talking about this, so it's been 6 days since it started. So, 1900, Great Britain annexed the former Boer South African Republic, renaming it the Transvaal Colony. Yeah. 1 year later, Joseph Chamberlain, British Colonial Affairs Secretary, made an anti-German speech in Edinburgh. When word reached Germany, it had led to widespread agitation against the British and breakdown of negotiations for Anglo-German alliance. Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
Stupid. 1902, Santa Maria, Guatemala, was hit by an earthquake, killing an estimated 6,000 people. Jeez. That's a lot of people. 1906, what do we got here? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where we at?
1906.
Oh, my mic.
Oh, okay.
6. U.S. inventor Lee D. Ford's patent Audion, the 3-diode amplification. Damn it.
You'll get it.
Amplification valve, which proved a pioneering development in radio and broadcasting.
Yeah, I just brought it up on my images here, and this looks familiar. I'm pretty sure I've seen it in some movies, some kind of prop, but this is what it is. It's some kind of something or other, diode, yada yada. I don't know. I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't know what any of this is, but it looks cool. Like, despite being well over 100 years old, it looks futuristic. So, yeah. 365 days later, what do we got here?
Frederick of Oaks disbanded mental home colony, Woden.
What? Oh, I'm not even getting any. Okay, well, let's try Google.
What?
Okay.
Hmm?
Oh, wow. So there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing, not even on Google, from of this article. Who's Frederick of Osten? Like, let's just look him
There you
up.
go.
Okay, well, it's just taking me to our very link. Alright, well, if anybody can let us know what this is, apparently there's nothing on the internet about this guy. What a mental home colony is? Like, is it like an entire...
Look up mental home colony.
Mental home colony. Let's see here. Lanterman Development Center. Open under the name the Pacific Colony. Okay. Lunatic Asylum. Well, that's what I was thinking, you know, like
That's what I was thinking.
But like instead of just like a facility or something, it's an entire community. You know, like a mental home colony.
Colony.
Yeah. That's mental health and
colony. You know, colony could be used as a term for just multiple people, right?
I guess technically. I mean, I
don't know. Yeah.
I think you might be thinking more about a collective or something. I don't know.
Yep.
1911, London's last horse-drawn omnibus made its way from London Bridge Station to Moorgate. The end of an era.
Yeah.
We also have the Xinhai Revolution spread to Guangzhou, where the King General Feng Shan was assassinated by the Chinese Assassination Corps. What the hell? They had a whole assassination corps? What in the name of Naruto Hokage bullshit is this? Like, what the... They had an entire government...
They're there, Nubu. I'm fucking Naruto.
I know, right?
And they killed their own... They killed the Hokage. Oh my god, no.
They had an actual documented body of assassinators. Oh my Christ. We also have a Canadian steamship Princess Sophia hit a reef off Alaska, causing 398 deaths. Once again, like what happened? Like, you know, did the whole thing lurch forward and they all just died somehow? Like, did the ship just disappear? Like, you know, like a Minecraft, you know, video and they all just fell into the water and it's full of sharks? How do 398 people die when a ship just hits a reef? Like, it's not exploding or something. It's made of, well, 1918. They could have had steamships, so maybe there could have been a explosion. I don't know. But that just seems like, you know, a ridiculous amount to die for such a, you know, not that seemingly violent thing, you know? Or am I crazy?
I don't know shit about ships or reefs, so...
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, the 1920s is kind of disturbing here, but, you know...
After 74 days on hunger strike in Bristol Prison, England, the sign-free Lord Mayor of Cork, Terence McSweeney, died.
Wow. So they just let somebody starve themselves to death rather than allow an entire people autonomy. Sick. Absolutely sick. Anyway, moving on up. What do we got here?
1923, Senate committee published first report on Teapot Dome scandal. What's that?
Now, we've looked this up a couple of times, but like it's some political thing, and I don't really know much about it anymore. So the Teapot Dome scandal was a political corruption scandal in the United States involving the administration of President Warren G. Harding. It centered around Interior Secretary Albert Bacon Fall, who had leased Navy petroleum reserves at Teapot Dome in Wyoming, as well as 2 locations in California, to private oil companies at low rates without competitive bidding. The leases were the subject of an investigation by Senator Thomas J. Walsh. Convicted of accepting bribes from the oil companies, Fall became the first presidential cabinet member to go to prison, but no one was convicting of paying the bribes. Of course. So, you know, basically, you know, big industry's beginning of buying out our government from underneath us. So, or at least one of the earliest recorded things that we actually came out. 1 century ago, 100 years since 1924. What do we have?
What?
It's in the script.
Lester Patrick over New York Yankees. Or Rangers.
That's 25. 24, it's in the script. It's from a different source.
1924, the Zinoviev letter, which Zinoviev himself denied writing, was published in the Daily Mail. The Labour Party would later blame this letter for the Conservatives' landslide election win 4 days later.
Wow. So they've been crying for 100 years. Oh, the letter helped them win. You know, it's a danger to our democracy. Way.
It's a danger to our democracy. It's a danger to our democracy. It's a danger to our democracy.
Same old playbook.
Right? Same old playbook.
Well, you know, I was born in a middle-class family. What can I say? 1925, rightist German ministers disavowed the Treaty of Locarno. Well, what is the Treaty of Locarno? Let's see. Let's look that up here. Treaty of Locarno. Locarno treaties. Okay. There were 7 post-World War I agreements negotiated between Germany, France, Great Britain, Belgium, Italy, Poland, and Czechoslovakia in the late 1925 of the year. In the main treaty, the 5 Western European nations pledged to guarantee the inviolability of the borders between Germany and France and Germany and Belgium, as defined in the Treaty of Versailles. They also promised to observe the demilitarized zone of the German Rhineland and to resolve differences peacefully under the auspices of the League of Nations. Okay, so the rightist German ministers disavowed. They didn't like it. Well, you know, you lost the war, so womp womp on you. As it's known, you know, to most historians, it gave an extreme validation to a certain failed artist to lean on and just continue the war. So, 1926, Lester Patrick became the first coach and general manager of the New York Rangers. All right. So I wonder if he was the first general manager or just a general manager as well as being the first coach. Or, well, if he's the first coach, coaches are needed before general managers, so I guess he's the first of both. Right? Like.
Yeah.
Okay. 1927, the Italian luxury liner SS Principia Mafalda sunk off the coast of Brazil, killing 314. Yikes. And then 1929, former Interior Secretary Albert B. Fall was convicted of accepting a $100,000 bribe in the Teapot scandal, becoming the first U.S. cabinet member to go to jail, as we spoke about earlier. So, on the anniversary of his accusations, he gets convicted. $100,000 in 1929. That is a lot of money, bro. Like, hold on a second. Let's see how much that is. It's
million.
$1,843,865.50 today.
I was off by like 100 grand. 800 grand.
Almost another million. What do we got here in 1930?
1930, Transcontinental and Western Air, TWA, began its first scheduled U.S. transcontinental air service between New York City and Los Angeles, California. 30-hour trip included overnight stop in Kansas City, Missouri.
Wow.
Woo, go Chiefs.
Yeah. Wow, could you imagine, like, you know, going from California to New York? It takes like 30 hours. That's over a day, and you have to stop in, you know, Kansas or whatever. Like, you know, you have to. It's not a non-stop flight. You know, that really makes me appreciate back in 2004. You know, when parents and I went out to the East Coast. Only, you know, it took 5 hours one way and 4 hours the other because of the jet streams. You know, but man, dude, like, you know. People can't even sit for 4 hours. Can you imagine, you know, a 30-hour flight in today's world? Oh, people would lose their minds. Like, 30 hours, you know, blah, blah. Wow.
Right.
What else do we got? Ooh. Here we go.
1932, Benito Mussolini promises to remain dictator for 30 years.
Well, he barely lasted 10. So it was like 1943 or something where he eventually got killed. Actually, you know what? Let's see here. 1945. Okay, at the age of 61, shot by communist partisans.
Whoop.
You get what you deserve, Merlini.
Murray.
We got a hurricane in 35.
1935, a hurricane produces floods, killed 2,000 in Germany and Jacmel, Haiti. Oof.
Yikes.
Haiti, oh my god. This, jeez.
1937, Belgian government of Zealand fell due to black money. What? Black money?
Money that's not worth anything?
Maybe. Great Depression. Okay. Okay, yeah, that would probably...
The government pumped up too much money and it made it worthless. Kind of like what we're doing.
Indian black money. The black market. Well, as I was thinking, like, was it dirty money?
Oh.
Like,
maybe too much dirty money. Too much dirty money not being I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like, like maybe it was devalued money because, it said the Great Depression and that's about the
Oh, it's black money that hasn't, like, been,
Been what? Yeah, your mic's on, but I can't hear you. Alright, well, while he's fixing that, I'm going to move on up to 1938. We'll get back to this black money discussion in a minute. U.S. Archbishop of Dubuque, Iowa. Oh, this is the Iowa one. I got to have you read this. Okay. Hey, I can hear you. So,
there you go.
What were you saying about black money?
Oh, I was just saying maybe it sounds like it's untaxed illegal money. It sounds like it's untaxed illegal money.
Maybe. Black money, income illegally obtained or not declared for tax purposes. So yeah, right here. Okay. All right. Well, you learn something new every day. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
And we got an Iowa one here. So you got to read this one.
The American Archbishop of Dubuque, Iowa, Francis J.L. Beckman, denounces swing music as degenerated musical system turned loose to gnaw away at the moral fiber of young people, warning that it leads to down a primrose path to hell.
Yeah, and looking at the world around me, I can't help but think about rock and roll is the devil, swing music is evil. Oh, that Elvis is Satan with his gyrating hips.
How we used to laugh at it. Oh, you're.
Yeah.
Come on. Well,
maybe they were right. And
remember WAP?
Oh, why did you have to put that back in my brain? Oh, gross. Gross. Ugh. Gross.
She's supposed to be like, someone girls can look up to nowadays.
Yeah.
The girl who wrote WAP. She got to meet the president.
Wasn't there a certain guy named Mr. Slave in South Park telling people not to be stupid spoiled whores? Maybe we should have listened to him. But what do I know? I'm just some random ass white guy on the internet. I mean, all I know is that the Amish don't need to worry about freaking AI and robots taking their jobs. They're gonna be the only ones around after everything goes to shit. They knew what to do. Man. Anyway, 1938 here. What do we got?
Japanese troop occupies Hankou, and Wuhan.
Uh-oh, they're in Wuhan. Get out of there! Get out! Don't
No,
eat,
get
do not
out!
eat the
Get out
bat
of
soup. Do not have relations with the pangolin like Randy did.
there! No.
Get out of there.
Get.
1940, Benjamin O. Davis Sr. became the first black U.S. citizen general in the U.S. Army. Cool. All right. 41, 16,000 Jews were massacred in Odessa, Ukraine. Ugh. Not good. Awful, awful stuff. While that was going on, Germany attacked Moscow. Yeah, well, Operation Barbarossa and all that jazz. What do we got here in 43?
1943, Burma Railroad completed and opens.
All right.
Right, new railroads.
Yeah, the Burma
1944, Battle of... Oh, wait.
I was just saying the Burma Railroad is rather famous, I believe. Oh, yeah. Anyway.
1944, Battle of Cape Engano. 4 Japanese ships sink. Holy cow, that's
Dang.
4. That's a lot.
That is quite a bit. It's a lot of money.
1944, Battle of Samar Island. At Samar Island. 1944, gas output stopped in Amsterdam.
Huh. Must have been for the war effort.
Yeah.
I have a parenthesis here on the script asking me why. Tell me why. So Dutch famine of 1944 to 45. Okay, that would cause it. Gas outputs stopped. Well, the famine. Maybe people stopped going to work because they weren't eating. I don't know. I just looked up the article and it tells me that there is a famine. So okay. We have an off of main source one here in 44. Actually, we have a couple of them during World War II.
1944, during World War II, the USS Tang, under Richard O'Kane, whom was the top U.S. submarine ace of the war, was sunk by the ship's own malfunctioning torpedo.
Ooh, that's
torpedo.
That's a hell of a way to go for being the ace, Like,
Ugh.
yikes.
Yikes.
We missed over one though, in right above it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, 1944, during World War II, Heinrich Himmler ordered a crackdown on the Indus-wise pirates, a loosely organized youth culture in Nazi Germany that had assisted army deserters and others to hide from the Third Reich.
Oh man, dude. I never heard about these guys. These guys sound awesome.
Utilize pirates.
Yeah. 1944 as well, during World War II as well. The final attempt of the Imperial Japanese Navy to win the war climaxed at the Battle of Leyte Gulf. We've been talking about that. That Battle of Leyte Gulf for the past couple of days and such. So yeah, this was the last chance really that they had to, keep us on par, but they couldn't. So 1 year later, 1945, Japanese surrendered Taiwan to General Chiang Kai-shek, ending 50 years of Japan control. And I think World War II, was over by now. Yes, it ended in August, I believe. So, this was, what was left of, China, fleeing communist China and all that stuff, and why they're chomping at the bit to get Taiwan to this day. So, 1947, Sam Breeden sold Cardinals to Robert Hannigan and Fred Sy for $4 million. I wonder how much $4 million would be in 1947. So,
10 million.
4,000.
12 million.
4,000 million. 1947. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. You're not wrong. $57,069,023.26. Well, 10 million's in there, so you're right. You know, at some point. That's
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
money. Thanks,
We're
Obama.
doomed.
Yeah. Then 1948, Special Counsel of Annulment convicted writer Friedrich Wierenkrab of collaboration with the Nazis. Uh-oh. That's not
Nazi.
good. Yeah. Who you calling a Nazi? Yeah.
Who
What was it?
you calling a Nazi?
I killed 50 men.
I feel fitting me.
1951. What do we got here?
Peace talks aimed at ending Korean War resumed in Panmunjom.
Resumed. So I wonder what happened. Korean armistice agreements. Like did they take a winter holiday or something? Like trying to see. You know what? Control F resumed. Resume. Okay. Well, it says here, by mid-December 1950, the United States was discussing terms for an agreement to end the Korean War. The desired agreement would end the fighting, provide assurances against its resumption, and protect future security of UNC forces. Okay, but well, this is going to require some research, and we don't have that kind of time while being live on air. So if anybody can figure out like why it resumed, what caused the hiatus, let us know in the comments section. Moving on up to 1952, we got two of them, then I'll take 53.
First Dutch edition of children's magazine Donald Duck.
Huh. I wonder if that's where actual Donald Duck came from. Because Donald Duck is Disney, right?
Yes.
Donald Duck Weekbald. What is this? Dutch flagship weekly Disney Comics magazine. Okay, so it was Disney. Huh. Alright. So I guess Donald Duck is supposed to be a Dutch Navy guy? Oh. Huh, that's interesting. Another 52 here.
Nazar Mohammed scored Pakistan's first ever Test cricket century, 124-0 in second Test versus India in Lucknow.
All right, so you know that's cricket. Nobody in the show, including myself, enjoys cricket, but it's the first Test
ever
cricket century for Pakistan. So cool, you know, like
history.
Yeah,
It's history.
yeah. And then we have 1953 Cleveland Browns quarterback Otto Graham set club record with 4 fumbles, and I have a link here. So what does this give me? Oh, hold on a second. Let me increase the volume.
It's fumbles. It was always fumbles.
I would totally give him that nickname. 1954, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower offered aid to the Prime Minister of South Vietnam, Ngo Dien Diem. You know, we spoke about this yesterday when he was talking about giving aid to South Vietnam, and, you know, very bad idea. 1955, Austria resumed its sovereignty after departure of last Allied occupation forces for the first time since German occupation of 1938. You know, let's do some math here, okay? So let's see, 55 minus 38 equals 17 years of occupation. That's a long time. 1955, Japan sold the first microwave oven. Oh, that's pretty cool. 1957, Costa Rica crime boss Albert Anastasia was murdered in a barber's chair in New York City, probably by fellow mobster Joe Gallo. You know, it's some speculation, you know, but we don't know. So, or if we know, nobody's telling me. So, 1960, first electronic wristwatch placed on sale in New York City. Pretty cool. We also have Cuba nationalize all remaining U.S. businesses. That does not sound good. So, yeah, no, you want things to be privatized, not nationalized. 1962, 110th member of UN admitted. It was Uganda joining the United Nations. All right. And we have the first Belgian nuclear reactor began operation. Okay. So Belgium has nuclear power now, or at least they did. 62 as well, U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Adlai Stevenson, demanded USSR UN Representative Valerian Zorin answer regarding Cuban missile bases, saying, quote, I am prepared to wait for my answer until hell freezes over, in quotes, after having showcased reconnaissance photographs of Soviet ballistic missiles in Cuba. Yeah, well, you know, as we were talking about yesterday, that whole thing was in response to Western aggression, you know, us putting nuclear missiles in Turkey on their doorstep, you know. So maybe if we didn't do that. 1963, anti-Kennedy wanted for treason pamphlets scattered in Dallas. Yeah, no, a lot of people were against Kennedy, a lot of people were against Reagan, you know, like, there's always been a lot of divisiveness. I'm not even sure, you know, in saying that the way the world is today is any different than, you know, things like that, but I don't know, I think that today's world is a lot more chaotic and divided and all that stuff. I'm not sure. You know, it's really easy to compare any point in history against, you know, what you're currently living, because what was history is the past, and what is now is now. It's in your face. So 1963, the Beatles began their first full foreign tour in Karlstad, Sweden, performing twice at the secondary school auditorium. Welcome back, a king.
Well, like very much thinking about.
What do we got here in 1964?
The Rolling Stones.
No, not that one. Check the script. I'm trying to find it here. Oh, here it is. Okay.
The Raw Way Run. Viking Jim Marshall runs 66 yards in the wrong direction for safety. NFL's first.
Number one blooper. Wrong way run. I gotta see this. Touchdown fail. Guy runs the wrong way.
Stops, throws, completes it to Kilmer up at the 30-yard
No,
line. Kilmer
no,
driving for the first down, loses the football. It's picked up by Jim Marshall.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Marshall is running the wrong
Oh, no.
way. And he's running it into the end zone the wrong way. Thinks he scored a touchdown. He has scored a safety. His teammates were running along the far side of the field, Russ, trying to tell him, go back. Go back.
Wow. I mean,
Guy went like, "Thank you."
he obviously, you know, got lost in the confusion. But, like, you'd think, like, oh, gee, nobody's around me. I wonder why. Oh, I'm heading in the wrong direction. Whoopsie.
Well, just goes proves for that.
Yeah.
Back then, they weren't protected very well.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
You are.
Golden Loon.
Welcome, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome.
We were just talking about the wrong way run.
What is that?
You want to reread it for Loon here, good Sir King?
The wrong way run. Viking Jim Marshall runs 66 yards in the wrong direction,
We're talking
giving
football.
them
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the
funny.
other team a safety.
Yeah, let me play this video again for you.
Stops, throws, completes it to Kilmer up at the 30-yard line. Kilmer driving for the first down, loses the football. It's picked up by Jim Marshall, who's running the wrong way. Marshall is running the wrong way. And he's running it
They're all
into the
standing
end
up
zone.
in this lead.
Thinks he scored a touchdown. He had scored a safety. His teammates were running along the far side of the field, Russ, trying to tell him, go back.
Cost him 2 points.
Oh, man, poor guy. What else do we got here? Another 64. Actually, we got 2 of them for you. Perfect.
1964 Dutchman Anton Geesink became the first non-Japanese Olympic judo gold medal winner.
Awesome. Judo, the Japanese were dominating, apparently. Oh. Now we get to talk about Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones made their first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, performing a cover of Chuck Berry's Around and Around and their own hit, Time Is On My Side.
Yeah.
Ah,
I didn't know they did a Chuck Berry song.
yeah. 1966, 6 youths were sentenced in the Johnston murder in Amsterdam. Jonestown murderer, something. Let me look this up here. Johnson murderer, Corey Johnson murderer. So
He's the murderer.
He's the murderer. Corey. Okay, drug trafficking. Okay. Convicted killer and co-founder of Virginia drug trafficking gang who murdered 7 people in 1992. Wow. Wait, no, this is not right. This is 1966.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. 1966. No, this is 6 use. So it's not one guy.
Oh, okay.
Hunters Point Social Uprising. Okay. San Francisco, September 27th, 1966. After Alvin Johnson was shot and killed, Matthew Johnson, a teenager who was fleeing the scene of a stolen car, the National Guard and California Highway Patrol were deployed late that night by Governor Pat Brown. Hey, is that Jerry Brown's dad that you were talking about? Okay.
Yeah, Pat Brown.
And martial law was imposed until October 1st. Huh. So this has to be the right one. So it's shooting and death of Matthew Peanut Johnson. So Johnston, so 6 youths convicted of murdering. This was a police officer. Yeah, San Francisco Police Department. They killed a cop.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a life quitter right there. 1966, Jimi Hendrix Experience played their first UK gig as a private showcase at the Scotch of St. James in London. All right.
Yeah, he went over there and just took England over.
Yeah. You know, well,
they just weren't. All of them, the Beatles, the Stones, all of them were just go, whoa, what is this guy?
Yeah.
I'd never seen anybody play the guitar like him.
So, you know, like Britain tried to invade us once again with the Beatles, and then we responded with Jimi Hendrix, you know?
Yeah, let me show you something. And he did.
And let me show you how real musicians do it, okay? And then actually, speaking of the Beatles and such, there's, I saw a meme not too long ago that provided a pretty solid argument. The Beatles only got as popular as they did because that was the first time that women were allowed to really, you know, like express themselves culturally and all that stuff. And there's a lot of screaming girls, you know, in those fans, you know.
And
so
there were screaming girls with Frank Sinatra when he was in the
True.
40s, you know. So I mean, that's been ongoing.
You
the
know
Beatle
what?
music,
Yeah, true.
The Beatle music was so different, and it was so needed for the youth, but that set the tone for everything that came after it. Free love, peace and freedom, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I forgot about the Frank Sinatra thing, so you're right. So that just destroyed that meme.
I mean, then there was Pat Boone after Frank Sinatra, you know, so there's always been those, ooh, for teeny boppers.
Yeah, true. 1968, I'll take one of them, and then Sir King here can take the other 3. Czech gymnast Vera Kalavaska won the uneven bars and vault gold medals at the Mexico City Olympics. Her 6th and 7th career gold medals, and her 4th at these games. Wow. You know, this lady just, well, is that lady? Her 6, yeah, so it is a lady.
Yeah.
Oh, just amazing. What else do we got here in 68?
Which one?
Longest
Olympic field hockey game. The Netherlands beat Spain 1-0 in 2 hours, 25 minutes, 6 OTs.
Wow.
Field hockey.
Great.
So, you know, that either means they're both really good or they both stink. You know, there's no room for any room of you know, margin of error in that.
Yeah.
Like, here we go.
1968, U.S. men's basketball team beat Yugoslavia 65-50 to win the gold medal at Mexico City Olympics. 7th straight basketball title for the United States.
Awesome. Yeah, you know, we invented basketball, so, you know, we should dominate it. Although we don't dominate baseball, it was our pastime.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
But now, you know,
the World Series starts today.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Who's in it?
The Dodgers and the Yankees.
Oh.
Old traditional rivals.
Oh, wow. That's a blast from the past right
Yeah.
there. Oof. What year is it?
We're going back to the 60s.
Yikes. That's not good news for some people. What else do we got here in 68?
Someone did a thing. 1969, American ocean liner SS United States still holding a record for fastest Atlantic Ocean crossing, completed 400th voyage. New owners announced ship's retirement shortly thereafter.
Oh,
Oh.
tired the ship. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, not every ship lasts forever. Oh,
No ship lasts forever.
All right.
relationships do. If you
Oh,
Sometimes.
They just may ship you out.
oh. 1970 Australian diver Shinrint won F1 World Drivers' Championship by 5 points from Jackie Ick after a Mexican GP only season World Championship awarded posthumously after Rint's death in Italian GP practice at Monza. Oh.
Wow. So they just gave him the title or something to win. I wonder, I wonder if that was actually based off of merit or because he died, they're just like, okay, well, we're just gonna give him this.
Honor him?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, did they do that for Dale Earnhardt? Like, he died in a crash, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even that bad of a crash. Kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, that was before they had some kind of new feature or something. Like,
Could have. I forget all that. But
well,
yeah.
like his crash sparked they added a new requirement after that.
Probably,
I don't
yeah.
remember exactly which one though. Like,
Because the accident wasn't that serious to kill him, but it did.
but it was a
Yeah,
whiplash
so-
or something. So
yeah.
maybe it was like some extra
yeah,
seat belts or
harnesses
something.
or something. You could be right.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
know that they added something. I just don't know
Okay.
what.
Yeah.
So actually, we have the technology. Let me look it up. What did they add? Did they add after Dale Earnhardt's death? What did Dale Earnhardt look like? I don't want to know what his body looked like after the crash. 20. Okay, last lap. What exactly killed? Okay, here we go. His death propels safety things. So let's figure this. Yada yada yada. But when the NASCAR bring a major changes involved, driving either way, let's learn term safety. Following his death, NASCAR required every driver to wear the Hans device, stabilizing the driver's neck if they were in a crash. Yeah. So,
Okay, so you were right on.
yeah. No,
You were
I
right
knew
on.
they were adding something,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was like a neck support thing just to stop the whiplash.
The Hans device,
So yeah.
So I assume then the whiplash must have snapped his neck.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's what killed him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 200 miles per hour and
Yeah.
suddenly zero.
Yeah.
Something's got inertia is a thing. Something's got to break, and this time it was his neck, unfortunately. What else? 1971, Belgium and People's Republic of China established diplomatic relations. Not good. Never work, with communists. 1971, General Meeting of UN agreed to admit People's Republic of China. We have 3 right off the bat. Boom, boom, boom. So this is all connected here. The People's Republic of China replaced the People's Republic, or the Republic of China at the United Nations. And it says here, the United Nations voted to expel the Chinese nationalists ruled Taiwan and admit the Communist People's Republic of China. So this is, the moment you've spoken about a couple of times where the UN recognized Communist China, but not the last remnants of, pre-Communist China. So
No, not exactly. We used to recognize Taiwan as China. The mainland didn't exist. We wouldn't recognize it as China.
Oh.
China wouldn't be recognized without being without replacing Taiwan.
Yeah.
So this is all about replacing Taiwan with mainland China. In other words, no longer
So they didn't want to
recognizing
separate the two.
they were separated, and the United States, and then along with the UN, recognized Taiwan as China. China says, no, we're China. They can't have it. So we reversed it in 71.
Yeah. Well, they're two separate entities,
Yeah.
So-
And the mainland China obviously should be China.
Yeah. Well, I refer to China as West Taiwan, just to piss certain people off. Like, China, what are you
That'll do
talking
it.
about? Oh,
That'll
you
do
mean
it.
West Taiwan,
That'll do it.
China, Taiwan has more validity as a country than China. So, look at what China's doing to their own people, like, you know, to the Uyghurs, to the Tibetans,
Yeah, well,
to the Indians, to the just. I'm sorry, I do not recognize hate as any form of validity. So, anyway, 1972. What do we got here?
1972, Eric Merck, Belgium, covered 30 miles, 1,258 yards in 1 hour. Wow.
Wow. And he's a road cyclist, so this is on a bike.
Oh, okay.
But wow, he's riding 30 miles an hour on a bicycle? Whoa! Whoa!
Flat
He's
out,
moving.
Up and
Well,
down, whatever he is,
well,
whatever
whatever-
the course is. I wonder what the course is. I wonder if it's a cycle or...
yeah, that's a good question. Let's look this up here really quick, because there's no way. I mean, here we go. Road cyclist on this day. Well, that's just telling me that.
A road cycle. So
Images.
he's on the roads then. That's good.
This looks like
That's a dome. Well, no.
yeah. Well, that's a track right here.
Yeah,
but
that
then-
is a track.
But,
Yeah.
but then this is outside. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
That kind of distance got to be outside.
yeah. Well, I mean, or you can just keep going in a circle.
Yeah,
you know?
around and around and around.
So, well, I you know, 30 miles within 1 hour. You know, like if he's going under that, then that means at some points he has to be going over that.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even fathom going 30 miles on a bicycle to begin with, let alone 31, 32, whatever. So
The only time I'd go 30 miles an hour on a bike is off a cliff.
yeah, down the road, down the hill.
Yeah.
You know, at a 90
Free
degree
fall.
angle.
No, off a cliff, free fall. I'm going
Yeah.
30 miles an hour.
At no time did my butt touch
Splat.
slide.
Yeah, no time.
That was a free fall.
No time did my butt touch slide.
1973, Chris Wills won the first national hang gliding championship. That's pretty cool. 73 as well. Egypt and Israel accepted the United Nations Security Council Resolution 339. So let's look that up here. Let's see. What do we have? United Nations Security Council Resolution 399 or 339. The resolution primarily reaffirmed the terms outlined in Resolution 338, itself based on Resolution 242. Jesus. Returning the forces of both sides back to the position they held when the ceasefire from 338 came into effect, and a request from the United Nations Security General to undertake measures toward the placement of observers to supervise the ceasefire. The resolution was adopted with 14 votes to none. The People's Republic of China did not participate in the voting. So, okay, so basically just like, hey, reset. So, but I'm sorry, Sir King, I took your turn. What do we have here in 1974?
The U.S. Air Force fired first ICBM International Continental Ballistic Missile successfully from a plane over the Pacific Ocean off the southern coast of California.
Yeah. Now that's this is our the thumbnail for today.
Ah.
You know, launching an ICBM. Now, take some time and think. They launched an ICBM from a plane. Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of the whole operation? I mean, the whole point of an ICBM is to land-base something. You know, if you're launching something from a plane, you don't need an ICBM. You're already in the air. Just take it to the enemy. The whole point is, you know, of an ICBM is because you can't. Now, you did like,
Yeah.
you know, I understand it adds like another level of like, you know, FU towards the enemy. Now we have something else, but it's kind of overly redundant, you know, to me.
Well,
Like-
there has to be a reason why they did it from an aircraft, and that's to test it without
see if
doing
they
the
could.
initial steps
Yeah.
of firing it from the ground.
Yeah, but then the whole reason why an ICBM exists is because they're a payload to not be delivered by plane because of distance.
Yeah.
But
Yes, of course.
but now they're, I don't know. It's just kind of hurting my brain just thinking about.
Well, you're justified to be hurt.
Yeah. What else do we got? Oh, well, this song is about me. Speaking of, like, King, 75.
Columbia Records released Still Crazy after all these years, the fourth solo studio album by U.S. singer-songwriter Paul Simon. It featured a little track, and its hits 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover and My Little Town, later to win 2 Grammy Awards.
All right. Yeah, I'm still crazy after all these years.
Simon of Simon and Garfunkel back in the day.
Yeah. So Paul Simon, what was Garfunkel's first name?
I would know it if you said it, but I don't think of it right now.
What's
Art.
Yeah,
I
Art
just
Gar-
got it as you said.
Yeah.
Art Garfunkel.
Ah, nice. Now we got, is this basketball?
Look, yeah.
1975 Denver Nuggets first game at McNoll's Sports Arena beat St. Louis Spirits.
All right.
That's got to be the ABA back in the day,
Yeah.
before they joined the NBA.
Yeah. I would say, you're on your way.
Olay.
1975 USSR's Venera 10 May Day side Venus landing.
I wonder
All
if
right.
that's the one time where the craft eventually melted. Venera 10.
What?
Yeah, no, like Venus is the closest planet to the sun,
Yeah.
and the Soviets landed a craft on Venus, and I believe this is it because they actually took pictures. So this is
Yeah.
images from the surface of Venus, but like it only lasted, I don't know, 10 minutes before the craft just started melting because it's so hot.
With the heat or acidity?
Both. I mean, the atmosphere is acid and it's closest to the sun, so it's really hot. So like a mixture, but it literally rains sulfuric acid on Venus. So it's not an ideal climate. But, here's the photo right here. One of the photos. Soviet landed on Venus and took pictures. So let's see if this tells us a little bit. Venera 10, yada yada. 13 consisted of 2 optical cameras. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, on a flyby trajectory, had remained radio contact with lander for 127 minutes and had relayed the video to Earth as a phase-modulated digital signal at 9 bits per pixel. Yada yada. I'm trying to figure out how long it lasted. Well, it's not going to tell me. So, oh well.
Oh, bummer.
It's probably somewhere in there, but we got to keep on going.
Someone let us know. I need to know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments section. 1976, Governor Wallace granted full pardon to Clarence Norris, the last known survivor of 9 Scottsboro boys who were convicted in the 1931 rape. We spoke about this, and it was potentially racially motivated to, blame blacks for this.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. 1977, Digital Equipment Corporation released Open VMS version 1.0. Okay, well, let me look at this really quick here and restart the music as we've hit our hour. Open VMS. Virtual Address Extension Virtual Memory System. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That kind of looks like Windows there. Oh, yeah, new desktop, DEC Windows. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, good
Wow.
pull. Good pull.
Well, good pull. It looks like Windows.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 78 Halloween, directed by John Carpenter, starring Donald Pleasance and Jamie Lee Curtis, and her film debut was released. All right, Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Jamie Lee Curtis debut?
No, it was starring and Jamie Lee Curtis in her film debut.
Okay.
So yes, it was.
Yeah, it was. How about that?
All right. 78 as well, Israeli government approved in principle draft compromise peace. It's telling me to look that up, but we're kind of strapped for time. So moving on up, San Diego Padres pitcher Gaylord Perry won at El Cy Young, becoming the first to do so in both leagues. He had won the American League One in 1972. So awesome.
Yeah.
1980, what do we got here?
Proceedings concluded on the Hague
Hague Hog,
Convention on the civil aspects of interracial child abduction. Internet, I'm sorry.
So, no worries. Well, I'm pretty sure it's interracial too. I mean, if it's international, there's going to be more than
Oh my
one race.
God.
Yeah.
So, you're not wrong, So, yeah.
1981, good year. 200,000 demonstrated in Brussels against cruise missiles.
Yeah.
All right. 1981, George Steinbrenner scuffled with 2 fans in a hotel elevator. Okay.
That's.
Yeah, sounds like him.
Yeah, didn't he get into a bar fight
Yeah.
with somebody else?
Yeah. He was an angry little man. 1982, Newhart sitcom, The Vermont One, debuted on CBS TV.
You remember that?
Oh, of course.
Okay. I knew you'd know about Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
Not sure about the Vermont one or anything. I put that in morely for you.
Yeah, no, it was a half-hour sitcom. That was that was the second one. Both sitcom successes. Yeah, but he was a great comedian as far as
Yeah,
came out with
yeah, he
albums.
was. Bob
went to
Newhart was
number
good.
one, in music was always number one, and this comedian comes along and hits a number one.
Yeah. Got one more 82 here.
David Hook scored cricket century in 34 balls in 43 minutes. SA versus Victoria.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool, so...
It sounds like a lot. 34 balls in 43 minutes sounds like a lot.
34 balls, okay, Chernobyl, but... 1983, U.S. invaded Grenada, a country with 1/200th of its population. And I love how they added this. U.S. wins! Oh, gee, no shit. You know, I really don't think Grenada had a flying chance in hell.
Yeah. I think Reagan took some real heat for that. Too.
Yeah. I mean, like, what was it? 51st... it wasn't 51st States. It was Anger Management, the guy who served in Grenada. One of Adam Sandler's movies, he had... There's some side character who always said, like, oh, I did time in the military. I'm a veteran. It's like, you fought in a 12-hour conflict. I was in Grenada! I don't know. Anyway, 84, King Baudouin opened the Museum of Modern Art in Brussels. That's pretty cool. 1985, the Angels announced that they would not offer Rod Carew a new contract.
Rod Carew.
Do you know why? And was he the troublesome?
Age, probably, more than anything. Didn't
okay.
want to spend the money on him.
I was wondering, is because he's black? You
no.
know, I don't know. No. All right. Well, age. Let's see. When was he born? 1945 to 1985. Yeah, he's 40 years old, so that would do it. 86, International Red Cross ousted from South Africa. Yeah. I wonder why. Also, I have a note here. Look up how all these charity organizations with the donations of clothing, food, glasses, and such are actually hurting the local economy, causing them to stay reliant on the first world. Yes. Like, whenever you see all these programs on TV, donate your clothes, like Lens Crafters has donate your glasses, that seems good, but all you're doing is providing competition, that the domestic people in Kenya or whatever cannot,
you're undercutting the competition. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, essentially, because they're getting it for free. They're not buying the stock. All they have to do is pay the people, or they don't even have to pay them if they're volunteers. So you have to pay the shipping and whatever else, but you're essentially for free. And the domestic people can't get off the ground. So stop donating. Let them be self-reliant. Let them pick themselves up by the bootstraps. Donations and all that stuff, it feels good, but it doesn't do anything. In fact, it hurts.
No, I'm not going to go with that. Donate. Please donate. If you got extra stuff, donate it. It's got to go somewhere and help somebody.
Well, to donate domestically, yes, but internationally, no. They got to be self-reliant. I'm sorry. Anyway, 1986, Michael Sergio parachuted in the State Stadium during Game 6 of MLB World Series. Okay, that must have been a sight.
Yeah.
And then 1988, ABC News reported on potbelly pygmy pigs' popularity as pets. I remember that. That's a lot of keywords there. Yeah, I remember, in the late 90s, everybody had potbelly pigs. I wanted one at one point.
Did you?
Yeah. 1990, what do we got?
New York Daily, 40-Hour Work Week, 9th radio album by Alabama is re-released, original release 1985.
Wait, an entire state is a band? Or Alabama? I don't know.
1990, New York Daily News went on strike, lasted to March 1991.
Wow. So, 5 months, 6 months, roughly. 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. 1992, Lithuania held a referendum on its first post-Soviet constitution.
Good. Get that stuff out of there.
1992, Renee Lachman hired as Florida Maryland's first manager.
Oh.
All right.
1994, Susan Smith claimed her 2 kids were carjacked when she actually was the one who ended the yikes.
Is that the one that backed the car into the lake or something?
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Sounds about right. I kind of vaguely remember this, mostly from the South Park, thing when...
I remember her because her name is Susan. Yeah.
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 Yeah, there's a lake picture here, so it's
probably...
Yeah.
Move on. It's sick.
1995, British pop rock singer Cliff Richard received his knighthood from Queen Elizabeth II, becoming the first rock star to be knighted. Cool.
That's what the Beatles were.
Well, they're not rock.
What are they?
Well, were they rock?
The Beatles?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, this is pop rock.
Pop rock.
Well,
Okay.
he was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were the Beatles knighted?
I don't know. I thought they were, but maybe they weren't.
Were the Beatles knighted? The true story of why John Lennon returned is MBE. Well, maybe a couple of them, but the entire band probably not. John Lennon initially accepted, then he returned it. So he returned his knighthood.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I didn't know that you can do that. Like,
I didn't either.
1997, after a brief civil war, which had driven President Pascal Lezouba out of Brazzaville, Denis Sassou Nguesso proclaimed himself as president of the Republic of the Congo. All right, here I thought the Boxer Rebellion was the only underwear-themed conflict. Now we have a brief civil war.
Oh, boo.
You know, with the Drawer Wars.
Yeah.
Here we go. What do we got in 2000?
A team led by Bridget Suna and Martin Pitchford discovered Ornithogus, one of the earliest species of human family, the tree that lived 6 million years ago in the Tongan Hills in Kenya.
All right, so an old species of tree. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
2001, Microsoft released Windows XP, a retail sale, becoming one of the most successful operating systems ever.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
My favorite still.
Yeah. Was this before
What?
Vista?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Vista was after.
Yeah. Nobody liked Vista.
Vista could have been the next one. It was
Yeah.
kind of a flop. It could have been.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Could have
Yeah.
been.
I don't know why everybody hated Vista. I'm not too deep into computers to care about all this stuff. As long as things work and I do what I do, I don't care really. You know, the graphics, the power. You know,
Yeah.
but
You just want it to be there.
I'm an easy pleaser. So.
Start my car and let it work. That's it.
Fidel Castro.
2004, Fidel Castro, Cuba's president, announces the transactions using the American dollar will be banned by November 8th.
Ah. All right. Well, how well did that work out for him? Didn't he
I'm
die?
surprised that happened so late.
Yeah.
He did die. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 2016 at the age of 90. Wow.
Yeah, he was really old. His brother took over now.
Yeah. Raul Castro.
Yeah.
Is he still in power, or have
I
they
believe he
gone?
still is.
Okay. 2007, the first Airbus A380 passenger flight operating for Singapore Airlines with flight number SQ380 flew scheduled service between Singapore and Sydney, Australia. All right. 2009, the October 25th, 2009 Baghdad bombings killed 155 and wounded at least 721 others. Jeez. That's but that has to be the whole. Well, it says here the October 25th, so they all happened today, not the past year, on this date. So. 2010, Mount Merapi in Indonesia began a month-long series of violent eruptions which killed 353 people and caused the evacuation of 350,000 more. Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why anybody lives, by volcanoes. Like...
Yeah, well, you can look at Mount St. Helens up there, look at Seattle, why are they living around it? But
yeah.
It grows up, everybody forgets.
Yep. 2010, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck off Indonesia's Mentawai Islands, triggering a tsunami which caused 400 deaths. 400, still a lot of people, but yeah. Now, see, here's the thing. People would say, oh, well, why do people live by, by water? You'll get hit by a tsunami. Well, yes, but it's not as if you have a risk of it happening at any time. You get some triggers like earthquakes and all that stuff. Tsunamis don't just happen, but volcanoes do. So,
well, you say, why do you live in Oklahoma with all those tornadoes? It's always something.
You still get a storm. Yeah. There's warnings with a volcano. Yeah, there's warnings with tectonics and all that stuff. But I would say what is the most most in your face disaster?
Without warning, you mean?
Without warning, earthquakes, or
probably earthquakes,
yeah, but volcanoes, that's just literally living next to a bomb, just don't. I don't know. Anyway, what do we got here in 2012?
I'm gonna ask that we cut it right there. I want
to
play some games before I had to hit the out today. So.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and
one other thing we gotta say though. in this day in history and every day this year. King has a birthday. Happy birthday.
happy
Ho,
birthday.
ho,
Happy
ho.
birthday to me.
Yeah.
let's,
Thank you,
let's
thank you.
give a cheer for
I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
And we also have to do. Alright, that'll conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links you may be interested in. So much history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you more, or a portion. Check our sources for more. Guys, right now we're ending the show with some more stuff on the script. But for your dose of past events daily, we stream every day, or try to, at 11 in the morning Pacific time, 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows, from history to news, movie reactions and reviews, gaming, videos and memes, Omni Kitchen, and everything else in between on Talk Show. Check the underbar. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
And you. Thank you very much for watching, and until you catch us next time, whenever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.
Alright, and there